Hello Taurus, it is my honest intention to share with you today the reading that is going to give you the map of the energies that you will go through during July. However, before I start, I'm very well aware that I've been leaving you guys abandoned for a while, and it's not my intention, but I had to prioritize certain things. So in order for me to come back to you guys, I not only will give you the information regarding July, but also I will give you the information regarding June. There's nothing to be done about the past, I know, but it is a very good idea to understand where we're coming from so we can get like the bigger picture and we can really know where we are standing in the middle of things. So sit back and relax, and I hope you enjoy the content that I'm going to offer you, because it is my honest intention that it is a high quality information for you. So let's go about it. And we start the session so nothing but the truth is shown, but also with a touch of love. Right. So, thank you for giving me an answer that's clear, direct, concise, and precise, so that everything that Taurus can know, thus allowing them to make better choices in the future, because it is my honest intention to give you guys the best information possible and to help you out. And if I have a chance to do so, then why not? Thank you for your wisdom, your guidance, for your kind words, for guiding them into the light and keeping the shadows at bay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Right, so the first reading, we're going to have 3 readings today, but the first one is mainly and only directed regarding June. What was your process during June? And the first card that pops out is the King of Swords, which means that June was a month where you had to face reality. But I mean, look, Gemini got the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Swords is a very harsh truth. It is truth, don't get me wrong, and the best thing you can do is face it, but the Queen of Swords is not flexible. She's not gonna tiptoe around the truth. She's not gonna water it down. You're gonna face it, whether you like it or you don't. However, the King of Swords is basically you contemplating your own life and you yourself reaching your own truth, realizing certain things about yourself and about your reality that you would like to do differently. And it is a very peaceful process, it is a very flexible process, and it is a process that is leading you to gain a greater clarity of mind. So that's a good thing. Let us draw 3 cards, which are going to be the summary of June. Let's see. What are the 3 things, the 3 cards that can sum June's energy for Taurus today? Right, so let's see. Regarding June, Taurus, you have the 9 of Swords, okay. You have the Hangman, and you have the Star and the 3 of Swords. Alright, this makes complete sense. The reason why I'm saying that is because my moon is in Taurus, which means that what you are experiencing, I'm feeling, because that's the way astrology works. So I can understand a bit of your experience, Taurus, actually a lot, especially when it comes to subconscious mind. What do I see, what do I feel when I see these cards? The 9 of Swords means you drowning in your own sorrow. I don't think June was an easy month for you. I think June brought about many thoughts, many streams of consciousness, many realities that you didn't want to face, and when you were forced to face them, you basically felt like shit, because you didn't like that. Perhaps you were trying to make something work that wasn't really a good idea for you, and you were slowly but steadily realizing this, that I had to let this go, I had to do things differently, I cannot keep this. I had to do things in a different way. And that's good because you were realizing that, but that doesn't take away the pain. So it was a very painful month. Very painful month because you were gaining clarity on the reality of your circumstances. And there's nothing to be done about that. June was a month that was supposed to hurt a lot. It was a month that was supposed to really tear your heart apart. And look, it is right here. June was a month that was meant to tear your heart apart, because there were many illusions within your soul that you were realizing them, but you know, realizing something is not enough. You have to let it go. And I think realizing was very easy, but the actual process of letting those things go was really painful. And you know what? It makes complete sense, because Taurus is a sign that likes to keep things stable. Taurus is a sign that likes to keep things fixed. This is the structure. These are the things that belong to me. This will never go away because they belong to me now. They are part of me. So Taurus is a sign that can identify themselves with the things surrounding them. And that's never a good idea. Because the things that surround you will one day be gone. And the sooner you realize that, the better. So there was nothing to be done. You had to cry. You had to feel like crap. Because, again, you had to feel like crap. And why do I say that you had to feel like crap? First, because of this card, the Hangman. There was nothing else to be done. You literally had to go through that process. So don't think that you made a mistake. Don't think that you made a wrong call or something. Everything that happened for a reason. It happened for your own enlightenment. And why do I say enlightenment? Because you have the star. The star right beneath the Three of Swords. And this means that it's like the universe is aware that it was a shitty month for you. But you have to understand that you understand why it had to be like that way. You have to admit that you understand why it had to be that way. And I see you here crying because you're thinking lots of things. But at the same time, I see you going through the process. I see you willing to go through this really tormenting time, because you, even though it was tearing you apart, deep down inside your soul, you knew this was the right thing to do. So it is a very intense reading. It is a very intense combination of cards, and very interesting one at that, because it speaks about suffering, but you had to suffer. Now, look, let me say something. Let me just say something. There is a way to live life without suffering, and that way is called enlightenment. It is called awakening. It is called realizing the self. I'm not making this up. It is actually true. You can check what I'm saying. You can check it with Muji, with Sadhguru, with Osho. Those guys are enlightened. Papaji, Sri Ramana Maharshi, Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, all of these guys talk about the same thing, you know. They talk about realizing the self, overcoming the world, or basically reaching the place of no mind. What does that mean? Exactly what you had to leave behind now. So there is a way to live without suffering, if you really understand what it means to reach the place of no mind. Not a peaceful mind. Mind cannot be at peace. A no mind state. The thing is, I think that out of the 100% of the people in this world, like 0.0001% understands this deeply and truly. So to the rest, the souls who are still realizing the self, who are still waking up to their own true nature, the process of realizing the self is very painful if you try to resist it. Because realizing the self, the first step is letting go of everything. Letting go of every attachment, letting go of every fear, facing your own fears, making the decisions that you know will reflect your true nature. Because most of us don't really understand that, we have to go through the painful process. We have to go through the process that is teaching us practically, like concretely, that this is not the way to go. Thinking like this, acting like this is not the way to go. Sticking to a situation that you know is not good for you, sticking to a situation because it is comfortable, but it is not fulfilling, it's the worst idea ever. And you realize that. And you had to make a decision to go away from that. And that hurts. Because Taurus, out of all the signs, Taurus is the one who likes to be the most comfortable. These guys, you know, Taurus really enjoy like just spending time in their own place, doing their own thing. That's what they enjoy. Taurus is a sign ruled by Venus. Venus is the sign of love, the planet of love, the planet of luxury, the planet of being sensual about things, of enjoying the pleasures of life. And Taurus is an earth sign, which means that you guys really like to enjoy the pleasures of life. That's not wrong. The wrong thing is when you start identifying and attaching to these things, because sometimes when you had to let them go, that's when shit hits the fan, basically. And I feel that's what happened during last month with you guys. You began realizing that certain things you were doing were not right for you. They may have given you some comfort, but they were taking away from your happiness, and you had to let them go. And you did. You truly did. And it was painful, but it was the right thing to do. Like, you know, these are very dark cards. These cards speak about very dense energies. But then you have this card, the Star, and it's right next to the Hangman, which means that, how can I put it this way? Like, what you did, what's exactly what had to be done. And because you followed your intuition, because you understood the truth behind this realization, you are on your path. So fear not. So what are the next three cards the next three cards? Let's see. These cards will explain a little bit more in depth the month of June. The Devil reversed, King of Wands, and Ten of Swords reversed. So, again, the same message. It was a month where you had to release attachments. It was a month where you had to leave your comfort zone. It was a month where you had to let go of everything and see what remains. If you let go of everything, what remains? Well, yourself. Your own sense of worth, your own passion, your own soul, your own spirit. When you leave everything else aside, when you leave every comfort zone, when you leave that which you knew very well, you have to face new horizons. And the best way to face these new horizons is by you being able to summon the spirit and the passion and the courage to go there. The best way to go there is by making a decision. Even if that decision hurts, and that was your decision. I think you made it. I think you made the decision to let things go. Then again, you're still facing the stress of that, because the Ten of Swords reverse means that yes, you were willing to do it, but I do believe it took a toll on your mind. But again, fear not, because yes, this is your responsibility. You are resisting the change that is completely necessary, and you know this. But fear not, because you have the Star. And the Star means that you are following your path, thus you will get the help you need. You will get the guidance you're looking for. You will. It's just a matter of faith and time. And both of them are given, because time doesn't exist, and faith is always present if you think about it. If you love yourself, you have faith. If you love God, you have faith as well. But if you love yourself, you have faith. Faith in who? Faith in yourself. Faith that you can overcome things. Faith that you can make a comeback, basically. So, what are the three things I can tell you to end this reading about June? These are the three things I can tell you, but from what I'm seeing right now, it was a month where we got the same message. You had to free yourself from certain bonds that were bringing you down in order to bring your own passion forth. That's great. So the final things I can tell you about June are as follows. The first one is the Queen of Pentacles and the Emperor reverse, both of them. This means that you were bored. You were really bored of the existence you had before. That's why you had to let it go. But you see, being bored doesn't mean not being attached. You may be bored of something, but you can still want to have it or keep it. And that's the difficulty. Because you were bored, but you didn't want to lose it. How to go about it? You have to lose it. But I don't want to. Do you think it's good for you? No, I don't really enjoy it. But it is part of me. Well, actually it's not, because you're not what you're seeing. You're not what you're feeling. You're not even what you're thinking. Who you really are transcends words, and you will have to realize that someday. So it was that you were bored of the things you have built, and you had to keep calm and basically think about where you want to go next. What would you want to manifest next? And how can you get there without skipping this? Because this is completely necessary. Leaving something behind will lead you to grief. But grief doesn't have to be the end. So you are in that transition phase between acknowledging that you have pain, that you feel pain, but still realizing that you need to move forward, and you will. It is a transition phase. And the final thing I can tell you is the Strength and the Page of Swords, which is a beautiful combination if you look at it from the right perspective. This means that you need to be strong. You don't have to understand what's going on. You don't have to. In fact, you would be better off. You would be so much better off if you stop asking questions, if you stop trying to understand, if you stop thinking about this, because you're not thinking, you're overthinking, and you're overthinking because you feel pain. It's not that you really want to understand, it's just that you want an explanation about why didn't this work. But you're asking the wrong person. You don't have to ask like to the air. You have to ask yourself. And you already know the answer. You didn't like this, so why keep it? Not in this form, at least. So this is a very beautiful combination of cards, because it means that the only thing you need to pull ahead is not understanding the situation. Rather, it is having faith that this is for the best for everyone involved, especially you. So when I take a look at these cards, yes, it is a good thing that you understood it intellectually. It is a good thing that you developed your brains on your mind to the point where you could realize that, yes, this is the decision I have to make. But that's it. Don't think about it anymore. You made the right choice in pulling away from this. Because you have the Justice and Ace of Wands reverse, which means that you just have to accept the truth. You don't have to try to change it. You don't have to do anything else. You just have to accept it. You just have to look at it and say, yes, this is the truth. There's nothing to be done about that. It is the truth. And then that's it. No more action is necessary. Just letting it go. So let's go now to July. What's going to happen in July? And I'm going to answer that with reading the Pillars of Mercy, which answers you 3 simple but key questions, which is basically are... The first one being, what is your background information? Where are you coming from? And what are the invisible forces that will be influencing the month of July for Taurus? The second question is, what are the 3 energies you will be facing during July, so you can be ready for them? And finally, we have the question, what are my 3 best advices I could give you so you can get the most out of this month? What are the 3 things I can tell you that would bring you the most light in the middle of darkness? Let's see. So we start with this one, which is basically the background information. You have Final Judgment reversed, the Hangman reversed, and the Hermit reversed, which means that it was a situation that you didn't want to face. It was making you very miserable, but it was making you miserable because you didn't want to face it. Judgment reverse is a decision must be made, and you're not making it. Truth must be faced, and you're not facing it. You have to release yourself, and you're not doing it. Then we have the Hangman reverse, which is a victim. A victim because this guy says, there's nothing I can do to make things differently. Actually, there are a lot of things you can do to make things differently. If this card appeared like this, then yes, truly there's nothing you can do about it. But it was like this, which means that you are acting that way, but it is not true. And then we have the Hermit reversed. And the Hermit reverse speaks about someone who is not willing to look within to see what is the real truth, what is your truth. Because clearly there was a situation to be solved, but you were not doing anything because you were not recognizing your part of it. So these are very harsh cards, and it talks about you turning a blind eye to whatever situation you were facing. Next, we have the Queen of Pentacles, and that makes complete sense with Taurus because it is you just trying to get by, just trying to keep things as they are. Why disturb the natural order of things? Why do I have to change this if I'm so good with this? If I'm so comfortable, and if this kingdom is already working, me doing something to change this is not a good idea. This is a very bad idea. But, you know, it was comfortable, but you still had to do something about it because it wasn't really pleasant. Then again, I don't really know the rest of the cards. It could be very different. But so far, it was a situation that you were ignoring because it was comfortable. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune, which means that things changed. You went from denial into realizing that this was an opportunity for you to move forward in life. And that's the greatest change you could have had. So, this is the background information. It is about you trying to deny a situation, but then coming to terms with the fact that this situation needs changing, no matter how comfortable it gets. What are the energies you will be facing during July, Taurus? The Devil. The Devil means temptation. It means you being comfortable with what you have. So, you know, I think that you intellectually made the choice to get away from this situation, but there are still certain circumstances that are pulling you into that direction, and that is not good. Don't mess with the devil. It is never a good idea. You know, some card readers read this card as stability, as the card of Capricorn, as having a structure. I don't. It is the devil. The devil never brings any good news. It brings nice illusions, like, yeah, this is gonna make you like really comfortable, but it doesn't bring you happiness. So it is important for you to release yourself from this. So when we are talking about this combination of cards, I can tell you that the first part of the month is gonna be very comfortable, but not in a good way. And I want you to be very honest, because there's a part of you that really wants to look the other way, because this is really comfortable. Then we have Two of Wands. I feel that from the 11th to the 20th, there are gonna be some changes in direction in your life, and you're gonna be thinking ahead. You will not be thinking about this situation anymore. That situation is done with. You will be thinking about where you want to go next. And that's a nice change. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles, and Ten of Pentacles reverse means you have to lose everything. You have to let go of the old paradigm in order to embrace your new path. So it is change indeed. It is a fiery change. Fiery change in contrast of the earthly, which is what you like the most. So, you know, this change may be a little bit rough. It may be a little bit uncomfortable. It may be a little bit unpleasant. I was gonna take away my jacket, but I regret that decision. But even if it is rough or uncomfortable or basically annoying, you know it's for the best. You know that very well. So don't worry about losing your shit. I'm sorry. Don't worry about losing your things. Just focus on yourself. As long as you have yourself, as long as you have your fighting spirit, as long as you have your passion, you're okay. You can rebuild this tons of times over. Alright? So what I'm seeing from this reading is that you have a situation that you need to let go. And you are taking your sweet time. You will eventually. That's great. What are the three advices I can give you, Taurus? First one is the Eight of Pentacles, the Eight of Cups reverse, which means that this is something you have to realize. Yes, you can try planning and dreaming and being passionate about the things where you want to go. Like, you can know exactly where you would like to take your life. But that is not going to happen unless you leave the past behind. I want to say that again. You can be thinking all you want and daydreaming and dreaming about where you want to go next and what are you going to do next. And that's great. But you see, this guy is still thinking. And can you see where this guy is thinking? This guy is contemplating traveling the world from the comfort of his own house. So it is you, you know, it is like, yeah, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this is gonna happen, this is gonna be great. But wait, I just want to take another nap. With, you know, look, I'm not laughing at you, I'm laughing because I find this to be really adorable. Because you're really trying your hardest to move forward, but you must realize that the only way to move forward is by leaving your back, you know, by leaving your past. You can be thinking about all the grand dreams you have, but those dreams will never happen unless you start actually taking the right action to go build your dreams. And this card tells you that the opportunities are there, the passion is there, you just have to leave. What is my second advice? Eight of Swords. This means you must free your mind. Because I really feel that you will make the decision to move forward, even though it is going to be very difficult, but because I feel that you will take the decision eventually, once you take the decision to leave this behind, once you do the decision to leave this behind, the single most important decision you have to, the single realization that you must accept, that you must carry on, is do not think. Thinking will not help you. If you're feeling limited, if you're feeling suffocated, if you're feeling that you have no choice or you have no options, so the world is closing its doors to you, it's because you're trying to make the same thing work. Don't do that. Free yourself from any kind of limitations and stop thinking. Just start feeling your dreams. You don't have to know the how. This is very, very key. You don't have to know how. You just have to make the choice to try and take a risk. You know, whatever you try is gonna be better than staying here. So even if you fail, that's still okay. It's better to fail at something new than sticking with something that's known, but it makes you miserable. It's better to fail at something new and exciting than to try to make something comfortable but boring work. So please do fail and free your mind from that fear. And then we have the Four of Pentacles, which means, yes, look, after you have left, after you have given up your limitations and you have moved towards that dream, it is time to start securing your own stability. Like, you know, securing your stability is not wrong. It is not wrong to want to be stable. But the message here is that if you're gonna be stable, let that stability be born out of true happiness, not comfort. Yeah. So that's the final advice. Yes, you will lose a bunch of things, but you have to rebuild them, but only rebuild them after you have left both your comfort zone, your old emotions, and your old thought paradigms. Once you are truly new, once you are really facing your new self, then try to figure out ways to attain that safety zone that will be your home base, where you can return if you feel bad. But again, do remember that you still have to do new things. So what are the three things I can tell you right now? The three things I can tell you before we go into the last reading is the Two of Cups, the High Priest, and the Knight of Swords reverse. This is very interesting. Look, your comfort zone is regarding a relationship. This relationship that is good right now is going against you. It is working against you. It is not a good idea to get involved with that relationship anymore. You have to cut your ties with that person. It is gonna be painful. I know. I realize this. I accept that. I'm not judging you. Alright? If you have a great relationship, Taurus, I'm not judging if you feel pain because you want to leave. You know, I'm not gonna say anything about against the person you are with. I'm not gonna tell you that it's wrong that you are with them, although you do have the devil, so be careful with that. But I'm not judging, I'm just trying to present you the facts so you can make your own best choice based on your own wisdom. And what can I tell you, what information can I give you? That I feel that your comfort zone is related with relationships. And you don't want to leave this relationship. And you have to realize that. You don't want to leave this relationship because it is too comfortable. And there are things that go beyond this relationship that you want to do, but you will not be able to get them done if you're still stuck there. So, first things first. If your comfort zone is in a relationship or something, you must find a way to end that peacefully. And then try your luck with your own spirit, on your own presence. Then, Two of Wands and the High Priest reverse. What does these two cards mean? It means that it is the same message as before, I'm sorry. You know, this card is related with divorce. It is related with cutting ties to something that was formal, but that has to die. So look, we have the Two of Cups right on top of the Devil, which means that yes, this relationship is great, but there are some bonds that need to be broken in order for it to be truly great. And you're not walking away from it. You're not walking away from it because you're denying the importance of it. You know? And you should be able to face it. And then we have a card that says if you want to move forward, you first must divorce yourself from anything from the past. And then we have a card that says once you let go of every comfort, once you let go of this vision you have of what makes you feel comfortable and you just go with the flow, that's when you will stop crying. So what I'm feeling from this reading right now, Taurus, is that it is a very complex situation because it involves you spending time in a situation that makes you feel good, it makes you feel safe, but it doesn't make you feel happy at all. So it is completely necessary that you cut ties with that person or that situation and instead go focus your entire energy on asking all of the universe to give you the strength to pull away from that, because it is very tempting, and to give you the strength and the faith to fall in love with yourself. Because once you fall in love with yourself, you're gonna be unstoppable. You will be able to do whatever you want. You will be fearless. But that's only gonna happen when you let that go. And you know this. You realized this in your own wisdom last month. Now it's only a matter of you not only understanding in your mind that this is necessary, but actually going through the process, which is gonna be painful, but it doesn't have to be painful. It is painful if you're thinking about what you're losing. That's really painful. But it is not painful if you keep in mind that the only reason you are doing this is for your own freedom. I can't think of something more inspiring than that. I can't. So it is necessary that you are able to inspire yourself, to gather your strength, master your strength and your determination, and just go through this and see what's waiting for you on the other side. You got the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune means that as soon as you leave the situation, things will get better. And before, you got the Star, right next to the Three of Swords, which means that once you are able to accept this pain and overcome it, help and guidance will come your way because this was the right path. Thank you for giving me the truth, nothing but the truth and only the truth, so Taurus can be enlightened, because it is my honest intention to help you and guide you guys out. And if I have a chance to do so, then why not? Alright, let's see. These are the keys to freedom. These are the keys to your enlightenment. These are the keys to your awakening. But they are very difficult. So I'm gonna leave these 3 cards with you, and then it's up to your own mastery. Whether or not you are actually able to pull them off, or if you want to take your time, which is perfectly fine. Don't worry about it. Right, let's see. So we have the first card. flew right into my next hand. Left hand. And then we're gonna draw the other 2 cards so we can know what are the keys of your own liberation, Taurus. This is the second card. And this is the third card. So, first card, what's your first key of liberation? Prince of Cups, follow your heart. This is air of water. This is you having an idea regarding your emotions and following it through. This is you having an insight into your own emotions and following that. You already got an insight. You already understood that this situation is not good for your heart and for you. So it is time for you to make the right choice. It is time for you to be authentic and honest and act based on your true happiness, not on things or comfort. Then we have a reverse card, and this means 5 of Cups reverse, disappointment. It is a good thing that it appears reverse. It means that yes, it is gonna hurt, but it's not gonna be as bad as you think, not anymore. You've already gone through the worst. Now the only thing left is you already realize that you need to let this go. So now the only thing you have to do is just do this, you know? It is gonna hurt, I'm not gonna lie. Probably, I don't know, it depends on the Taurus. Some Taurus will enjoy this. Other Taurus will be like crying their eyes out. Respect to both of you. I'm not judging. I'm just saying the frequencies some Taurus have. But the thing is, it is not gonna hurt as much as you think. So take your time, but do not be afraid. And the last card is 8 of Cups, indolence. This is perfectly obvious. The reason why you have to let this go is because this situation is not giving you all the emotional foundations you need. It's not feeding your heart completely. It is giving you like 50% of happiness. 50% of happiness because the comfort is there, the stability is there, that's real, the structure is there, you already know it, you already feel it, so you are already used to that. So it makes you kind of happy, but it doesn't make you fulfilled. If you take a look at this, the cups, 4 of the 8 cups have water. The other 4 cups don't. That means that some of your emotional needs are being met, but the others aren't. And you cannot really live like that. If you are spending time with a person that doesn't really feed your emotions that you need, look, you got the 2 of Cups upright. The 2 of Cups upright means that relationship is good. It is not bad. But you got the devil beneath that. And the devil means that that relationship is at the same time your comfort zone and your limitation. Which is why you have to let it go. Why is it your limitation? It is your limitation because as long as that relationship is there, you will never be able to feed these cups. In order for you to feed these cups with water representing your emotions, you must be free first to go pursue them. You are not free. You are not. You have to admit that. So pursue your own freedom, Taurus. I understand that you value structure and stability a lot, and I can totally understand that. And again, my moon is in Taurus, which means that I understand you guys. I really do. I really empathize with you. But I also understand the importance of feeling free and being free. And that's exactly what you want. You want to be passionate. You want to go chase your dreams. You want to go chase yourself. For that to happen, you have to be 100% committed. Not 50, not 70, not even 95%. It has to be 100. And for it to be 100, you need to let go of all the baggage that is keeping you down. Do you get what I'm saying? So yeah, it is gonna hurt, but it will not hurt as much as you think. So don't fear. Fear not. This is truth we're talking about. This is your own freedom. And if you want to take your time, do so. I completely encourage you to take as much time as you want, because there's no hurry. But if what you want is to reach a stage where you feel you have achieved everything you wanted to achieve and built everything you wanted to build, and you truly want to feel happy and ecstatic and joyful, it is time for you to realize that certain things need to go away to give you space, so you can experiment and see who you really are in the middle of it. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me and trusting for my words, because it is my honest intention to help you out with whatever content I can share. And I hope this reading really helps you out in any future decisions you have to make. I wish you the very best. If you want to have a personal reading with me, you can do so and contact me through the mail, which is right in the description box below. I wish you the very best, Taurus. I hope you have the strength to pull this behind you, so you can realize who you truly are and what you are truly capable of. That's an amazing adventure, and I hope you can join that. Take care. Peace.